no matter how pretty you are, there's a certain amount of weight you gain that will make you lose that pretty privilege. Because what fat does is that it covers your bone structure, it covers your actual figure, it could hyper accentuate things that takes away the beauty from your face and places it on certain structures in your body. And if things are not like proportional, if things are not well structured, then they may begin to take away from your pretty privilege. And this is the first reason why skinny privilege is more important than pretty privilege. And you see that certain groups in society have known this and are using this to advantage even when they're not the prettiest in the room. But the fact that they can stay skinny and they can maintain their weight for years and years, that does wonders for them. That makes a huge difference for them. And you know, many people in Hollywood or many people in society, every one of us can think of at least someone that has lost weight and looks so much better, or someone that is pretty but has so much weight. So the fact that they have that much weight, when people think of pretty actresses or pretty singers or pretty dancers or whatever in Hollywood, their names don't come to mind first because they have so much weight, and the concentration then is on their weight and not on how beautiful they actually are. So this is why skinny privilege is actually very important. And if you had to choose one or the other, I think skinny privilege takes it, because like no matter how pretty you are, gaining weight can ruin a lot for you physically if that's something that you personally care about. Again, I'm assuming whoever is watching this video actually cares about this sort of thing. And so like if you're also using this as like looks in any way to gain upward mobility in society, which is not new for most people, which most people use in society, then you'd want to know the fact that skinny privilege is way more important than pretty privilege, okay? And now when I'm talking about skinny privilege, there's different levels to it. Not everybody is going to be model skinny. Some people are going to be like slim thick, some people are going to be athletic skinny, some people are it's just going to be different for everyone, because we don't all have the same phenotype, the same body shape, body composition, etc. And so like it's just going to look different for everyone. But maintaining some form of thinness or slimness is actually so much important than looking pretty on your face. The other thing is like being pretty on your face, it mostly comes from like your bony structure. When I talk about bony structure, I'm thinking of like height, cheekbone and all that. And if you have so much weight on your body, on your cheeks and your face, and like, you know, it's just all wrapped up in that, then no one is going to see that. And even though you have like the best features in the world, it shouldn't be revealed. The focus would just be placed on the fact that you have some weight. And it's very hard to lose facial weight, isn't it? Like you have to lose your whole body weight if you're going to lose that. Like it's something that comes to losing body weight. It's not something that stands alone. And so, you know, this is why preserving skinny privilege can be very important, no matter the type of skinny or where you fall into on the scale of it. Also, people just generally look at you as healthier and more disciplined if you are on that end of the spectrum compared to like being way on the other end of the spectrum. People just look at you like, okay, this person is disciplined, they know what they're doing, they probably go to the gym. I started going to the gym only 3 years ago, and I've had my on and off phases, yet people would swear that I've been going to the gym forever. Or people ask me about, what's my meal prep plan, or what do I eat, or what do I do to stay skinny. And this is just random conversation at work. People think I'm an authority when it comes to things like this, when in the end for me it's been a bit of genetics, but also like, you know, generally saying, okay, this is who I want to be, this is how I want to look like, and just kind of staying disciplined with some things as well. It's really like in the last year that I got into like more of what do I eat, what do I not eat, and like, you know, more modifying my nutrition and my diet. Not necessarily just because of being skinny, but just because of, you know, general health and making sure I don't have unnecessary visceral fat and all that, because I was genetically skinny and I didn't have any reason to like stress as such. But anyway, I'm aware of like older or late puberty or whatever. That's another thing, another conversation on its own. But honestly, like, people just attribute so many good things to you, and you're like, oh, I don't even do that. I just started going to the gym. Even when I just started going to the gym, I can remember in 2023, actually, oh, it's just 2 years ago, when I started going to the gym in 2023, because I like, oh, okay, I'm getting older, I should probably do this for my general health. When I started doing that, just before then, people started asking me, what's your routine in the gym? And this is where I was like, okay, maybe I should actually hit the gym, right? And I loved it. So, like, I mean, why not? So yeah, being skinny would always be like placed very high up in society. And then, to be fair, it's good to have both pretty privilege and skinny privilege. But the thing with pretty privilege when you're not skinny is that society bestows pretty privilege on someone, right? So the same society that's done that may as well take it away from the person, because the person is not their idea of what an ideal body type should be like. And we know, like, for certain, you know, social groups, we know what the ideal body type is, which is some form of skinny, not necessarily like, you know, no weight, model skinny, heroin chic, no, you know. And if you think I'm one of those negative skinny people, you should probably catch up on my last video in this series, which is where I talk about how you shouldn't fall for the skinny trend. Emphasis on skinny trend. I'll let you watch that video, catch up, and let me know what you think. Okay, by the way, I'm running my skinny series, and if you like this video, you'd probably like my entire playlist on skinny privilege, and so I'm going to leave the link up there, and I'll leave you to catch up on that, so you actually have an holistic view of what I think when it comes to skinny privilege. Yeah, so this whole skinny privilege versus pretty privilege discourse is why certain people in certain groups would rather fall terminally ill. We know certain countries, you know, the Russians, you know, the Eastern European girls, they would rather, you know, have a terminal disease than actually add unnecessary weight, because they know how much this has been pounded on them in society, that even if you start to lose your pretty privilege because of age or whatever, the fact that you're skinny, that's going to give you extra points. And again, someone may view this as misogynistic or whatever, but people have always used beauty to gain favor throughout history. Whatever you want to do with that, do with that. Generally, these societies that hammer down on, and the mothers that say, oh, don't gain weight here, don't gain weight there, because they know that generally clothes look better. And when I say better, more elegant on you if you don't have like unnecessary weight, right? So clothes look better, things just look better, because things are naturally more designed for certain aesthetics. I've mentioned that also in my last video, so definitely catch up in the series to know what I'm talking about. So yeah, clothes, fashion brands, all of that, they make things for a specific shape, body type, aesthetic. And this is why there's a whole movement and why there needs to be a curvy girl type of clothes being made now. And that's why, because everyone knows that from time forever and ever, clothes have always been made for a certain body type. And this is why more inclusion is very important, because like there are people that have gained weight because of issues like PCOS and other things, and it's not really in their control, and they're doing everything they can to, you know, work on things, but it's just a health issue. And so, like, you know, inclusivity is definitely important. Also, like, this is why people in those groups tend to say that is because they know, like, okay, clothes are going to look better on you, things are just going to look better on you, makeup is going to look better on you, because your bone structure is more obvious, people can see your cheekbone. And so when you're accentuating, you're not trying to create a new face, you're just trying to actually highlight your natural features rather than, you know, trying to create a new face. If there's a weeding out in social circles, in the end, sometimes it's down to being skinny. And this is truly why certain people in certain societies hammer down for their daughters to be skinny, and those mothers preach it to their daughters to be skinny. We've heard many times on many reality TV shows how, you know, people have mentioned that they've gone to parties where they literally weighed them before they went in, and if the clubs that, you know, if you're over a certain weight, you wouldn't be let in. So clearly there's always been a preference, even with models. There's the whole inclusion campaign for models with certain body types. Even when it comes to like race and things like that, with models, darker skin, slimmer models were included way long ago compared to like you know, people on the curvier side, which is more of an inclusion thing that has happened more in recent years than before, because and that also points to the fact that there is a general preference. Many of these models in certain societies are not even seen as conventionally beautiful. We've seen like the beautiful adult catch, and like many other models say, like in certain societies they're told they look like boys or they're not pretty, whereas in other societies they're like appreciated, and typically like more richer societies or wealthier societies, they were referred to as like, you know, the gold, the everything, for clothes, for all that. Again, do whatever you like with that information. We've come to the end of today's video, and I hope I've been able to make you see why skinny privilege is more important than pretty privilege. Definitely catch up with my skinny series if you love this video. Definitely also give this video a like. Definitely also give this video a thumbs up and let me know what you think in the comment section, and I will see you in my skinny privilege series. Cheerio!